Assalamu alaikum guys, and welcome to another episode of Smile to Jannah. Following on from the video that I did before, not the last one because we don't want to talk about that, yeah? The one before that, there have been some updates. For those of you that don't know, an attack was done in India-occupied Kashmir in which 26 people were killed. Despite an army base being nearby and the amount of Indian military personnel numbering in the hundreds of thousands, it took them 1.5 hours to attend the scene. On top of that, 6 kilometers away, a police station just 10 minutes after the attack did a first incident report in which they boldly and brazenly said that this was an attack with international, i.e. Pakistani, backing. Because of this and the weird nature of the military response, Pakistan, despite being blamed, is saying no, it's your fault, you did it, it's a false flag. Since then, the Indian nationalists want blood. And if you see their on the ground discussions, they want blood of Pakistan, full stop. Not even those that are the perpetrators, no, they want war.
बहुत सिंपल सा और बिल्कुल सटीक सीधा सवाल पूछ रहा हूं, बोलो पाकिस्तान का क्या होना चाहिए?
Why? Because the BJP, the Hindutva extremist government that's there at this moment in time, they want war. Now, bearing this context in mind, how is India responding? Pakistan has responded by blocking airspace of Indian aeroplanes that will cost them £591 million over the next 12 months. How has India responded? Well, I'll tell you. They have blocked 16 YouTube channels of Pakistani news outlets, even sports channels like Uzair Cricket, damn it Uzair, and Sama Sports. Yes, broadcasting of volleyball and golf is detrimental to the freedom of India. If that's not all, Pakistani actors on Instagram are being banned. But bear in mind, 26 people have been killed. Even Modi has not visited the survivors and their families. In fact, the opposition leader Rahul Gandhi has gone there and he's the one that's interacting. While Modi is seen at the Waves Summit, filled with celebrities and rich blokes. If that's not all, the Pakistani drama channel Hum TV has been banned as well. Even the Pakistani songs are being banned. It doesn't stop there. Kareena Kapoor is a Bollywood actress. She was seen taking a picture with a Pakistani fashion guy and she was getting dragged through the media. Why? Because he's a Pakistani. Why on earth are you taking a picture with him? Absolutely. Because not taking a picture with a Pakistani fashion guy, that's got nothing to do with the attack, nor has he said anything about the attack. That's gonna solve the problem right there. And if that's not all, Muhammad Hijab, yeah, he puts out a tweet on Twitter saying something about the Kashmir thing and his channel gets banned in India. I mean, the guy barely even talks about India and Pakistan. One tweet was all it took for the biggest democracy on the planet to block his channel. You're a fraud! Now, what has gone on in Kashmir since? Loads of houses have been demolished and it's been claimed that, oh, they are linked with the perpetrators of the attack, when these people have been interviewed by TRT and they're saying we've got nothing, no link whatsoever with the attack. It's just to show the awam, the public, look, we're doing something. Even though Modi is seen at some entertainment event, you simply cannot make this stuff up. On top of that, thousands have been held without charge. The stalls of dozens of vendors. One guy sells scarves and he is being bullied. Why? Because he happens to be a Kashmiri, he happens to be a Muslim. Because whenever you look at the Pahalgam attack, 98% of the news you're going to be seeing are from Indian outlets. That's the reality, yeah? You're going to have to really dig deep, or if you subscribe to people like me, you'd know. Otherwise, guys, it's very difficult for you to really know what's going on. Now, I'm going to give you statements from survivors or people that have lost someone from the attack. The wife of Indian Navy Lieutenant Vinay Narwal, who was killed, says
going against Muslims or Kashmiris. We don't want this. We want peace and only peace.
Which sounds about right, because terrorism has no religion. There are terrorists everywhere, and that's what they are. She's a widow now. She's lost a husband. But that doesn't stop the Hindu nationalist extremists. They're trolling her now. Such dirty insults that I can't even repeat here. Now listen to what an ex-Indian military guy says.
What do you think about the Pahalgam attack? Do you think it was against Hindus?
No, it was against Indians.
Why did they target Hindus?
It's a tactics to divide us on communal lines.
Right, now listen to a child who's lost his father.
सरकार तो गई हुई है, मतलब इतना बड़ा आतंकवादी का हमला हुआ, उनके कुछ पता ही नहीं है. इधर पूरी नीचे पूरे आर्मी का बेस है, उन्हें पता ही नहीं है.
He's asking the question the media should be asking, but the media is hell bent on communal divides based upon ethnicity and religion. Bear in mind, this kid's father died. Now, this woman lost her husband. Her name is Ashania, I think, Dwivedi, and she is calling for calm.
आपको लगता है आतंकवाद की कोई जात है? आतंकवाद है वो इंसान ही नहीं है. तो ये हिंदू मुसलमान ब्राह्मण ये वो हम क्यों ला रहे हैं?
And here is a lady who says, because obviously the army and the police took them hour and a half to get there, she says two Kashmiri Muslims, Kashmiri Muslims helped me during my time of need. She addresses them as her brothers. And like I mentioned last time, they will be telling you that the people killed were Hindus and people were asking for their religion. But how comes one of them was a Muslim and he tried to stop these terrorists? Listen to this guy. He's saying media turned up and asked them for an interview, didn't air the interview because they made a request that can you say some negative things about Kashmiris? He said no, they're great people. You know, I mean, why would I?
तो उसने मुझे कहा कि नहीं नेगेटिव बोलो. मैंने कहा भाई नेगेटिव मैं क्यों बोलूं?
And my personal favorite, and I wanted to end with this, you know the pink drink that you guys see in Ramadan when you go for iftar in the mosques? Yes, there is a yoga baba who is calling for that to be banned because, quote, he calls it juice jihad. You cannot make this stuff up. Honestly, if I was sitting here writing a comedy script, I'd just go through the Indian media, frankly. Now, the story goes with this pink drink that when Hindustan was one, i.e. India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Ruh Afza was there. However, when there was partition and it divided, one brother stayed in India, one went to Pakistan, and both of them continued the drink independently. And that's why when he called it juice jihad, these guys were cheesed off. To such a degree, they went to the Delhi High Court and they had to get involved. Let's put the murders and all the killings to one side, mate. Let's deal with this Baba. Oh my God. I think I should just leave it there, mate. You know what I mean? That was a lot to get through. Let's pray for peace. Of course, let's leave it there, guys. Until next time, Assalamu alaikum.